While more and more people are becoming locked, it's not as popular as what you think. What's up, y'all? So it's me, Tania. I'm here because I wanted to do a brief video on it's related to locks. For those, excuse me, for those who know and they know, I'm a therapist. I'm also a health coach. If you're just visiting my channel for the first time, I do videos on locks mainly, but I also have some videos on wellness, personal development, and mental health sprinkled in there. So today is going to be a hair or lock related video. I'm getting ready to go into the gym right quick, but I wanted to give you guys this piece of information that has helped me. I'm not saying that you should take it and run with it. I'm just giving some insight into my lock journey. I have a video where I discuss my loose natural hair journey. I am 8.5 years back to natural. Half of that time was loose natural hair, and half of the time has been my locks. I'm 4.5, well, next week I'll be 4.5 years locked, and I have a little over bra strap length locks. And you know, I'm loving the lock journey. I do not see myself ever being anything else in my life but locked. Okay, but I wanted to give some insight on my natural hair journey as it pertains to me starting. Now, before I started my natural hair journey, I cut off 2 to 3 inches of hair, loose hair. I did that because my hair was damaged. I would say the peak of my loose natural hair journey was the 3rd year. I had very thick hair. I mean, I have very thick hair anyway, but my hair was very healthy and strong. The ends were healthy and everything, but you know, life happened and I stopped taking care of my hair as well as it could have been taken care of, and I noticed that my ends were very damaged. I decided to lock my hair and I cut off about 2 to 3 inches because I knew that based off my research, had I not cut that hair off, and I call it a cut, it's not a trim. I don't think anything above half an inch is anything, in my opinion, my humble opinion, okay? Above half an inch is not a trim, it is a cut, okay? So I cut off 2 to 3 inches because I didn't want my ends to look scraggly. I have 4C hair, and some of my ends are loose, some of them are blunted. By blunted, I mean like they actually look like, you know, they're blunted. They're not like curly cues. Let me see if I can find one. That's a curly cue. This one I would consider a curly cue. You can see when it's wet. I'll put in a clip of what it looks like when it's wet. Now, if I would have kept those loose ends that was scraggly, they would have made my locks look not that neat. I mean, I'm not an advocate for super neat locks anyway, but I don't think I would have appreciated the way my ends and my locks overall would have looked had I kept on those unhealthy ends, or that unhealthy part of my hair. I do believe that having healthy hair strands all the way from your root all the way down to your ends is important whenever your hair is budding, because you know, you don't want unhealthy ends or unhealthy pieces of hair to become entangled upon itself, but that could contribute to weakened locks, okay? And I just wanted to, you know, give somebody who is thinking about starting locks some insight before they even start their journey. I want you to think about how your loose natural hair is looking already, okay? Make sure that your loose natural hair is in its best state before you lock your hair, okay? Because if you are not starting your hair off as healthy as possible, with, you know, as healthy of loose hair as possible, then you're already starting at a deficit in your lock journey, and you don't want to do that. So one of the first ways to do that is just looking at, you know, look at your ends while they're still loose, of course, okay? Look at your ends. Are they broken off? Are they scraggly? Are they uneven? And if so, it is my humble suggestion to make sure that those ends are, if you only have to cut off a little bit, trim them. But if you're like me and had to cut off a lot, then just cut what you need to cut, or have cut off what you need to have cut off before you start your locks, because you don't want to start off at a deficit. You really don't. And that's basically it. I just wanted to come up here and give people who are starting to lock some insight on how to start their lock game off the best way possible. You know, my goal with this channel is just to give people insight that I didn't have. And I'm sweating, y'all. I'm up here trying to give y'all some game. I'm in this hot ass car because I didn't want to run the air because it was gonna mess up my video. But I'm going to end this because I'm hot as hell, but I wanted to give y'all some insight, and that's it. And if you have any other tips, people who, you know, have already started their journey, they're seeing good results so far, or if you've been in the game for a little bit and you want to drop some game and you want to drop some tips, do so in the comment section. Wow. More and more people are becoming locked. It's not as popular as what you think, and I just want to create a safe space for people who are considering locks, okay? That being said, I'm going to go on and get into this gym, get this body right. And until the next video, bye-bye.